Hey yo, salute to the people. The social forecast. Still Wednesday, August 7th, about 10:50 p.m. Raining hard as fuck. Just got to my night job. Oh, I hope you all did something today to further your goals and to help you realize your dreams. Let's talk about compromise. So, most people associate compromise with one of the good qualities in a relationship. And that's largely true. But I don't think most people account for this. There are a few provisions to compromise. One of the best ways to know if there's good compromise in your relationship and bad compromise in your relationship is to look at the patterns of the person that you're dealing with, to look at the motives of the person you're dealing with. I always say it's very rarely about the actions that a person takes, and it's almost never about the words a person speaks, but more often about patterns and the motivations behind those words and actions combined. So most people, when they hear me say that there's good compromise in a relationship and there's bad compromise in a relationship, often become confused, because most people automatically associate compromise with sacrifice, with humility, with selflessness. But that's not always true. Some of the most selfish people, some of the most conniving people are able to practice compromise very well. You have to watch very closely the person that you're with. The saying that it's a thin line between love and hate and all is fair, love and war, is a very specific meanings for those, for phrases like those. Because you have to, in a way, approach relationships similar to how you would approach a battle or a competition. It seems cynical to say, but it's true. There are people who would compromise with you just to acquire an extra bargaining chip in that situation. There are people who would compromise with you just to create leverage for themselves in that relationship. To have something to say, well, I did this, and so you owe me such and such. And it may not always be put in that context, but you have to look out for the patterns of those people. One of my best friends in life, from childhood to now, always said, if you do something for a person with the intent on them returning that favor to you at some point down the line, then you're not really doing what you're doing for that person, you're doing it for you. And that's largely true, and I think most people aren't able to notice those patterns within the person that they're dealing with, because, to be honest, most of us approach our relationships through rose-colored lenses, and we don't want to see those bad qualities in the person that we're dealing with. But the quicker you're able to realize and point out those patterns with the person you're dealing with, one, the quicker you'll be able to determine if it's a relationship that's viable for you to be in, if that person's patterns are conducive to the longevity of that relationship, or if you're dealing with someone who just does things, provides things to create leverage. And there's a scale, you know. Everything isn't always what it seems, but everyone does have a pattern, and everyone does have a method to what they do and the things they do and why. And it sucks, but the more we communicate and interact with and relate with one another, the better suited we should become and we should want to become at being able to point out those things. It's not necessarily a flaw, because there's, in my opinion, not too many truly bad people. It's just that not everyone is for you. So I just stopped by to say that. Let me know what y'all think about it. Let me know if you found or find or are thinking that you're seeing some of those types of patterns in the person you're dealing with, and we could talk about it, and we could do a blog about it, and we can go back and forth. Hit me up in the comments. Other than that, like, comment, and subscribe. I don't pretend to know everything. I just know what I know. I'm my biggest fan, so be yours. Peace and love.